Yesterday's first shot, test shot, is also today's test shot in the form of Asiana 204 Super. Why not? Fill up the whole screen, why don't you, while I still calibrate this thing. I've got a lot of work to do still here. Whoa, there's a pitch up for you. And welcome to LA, Asiana 204 Super. Alright, let me get back to setting up again. Alright, there's Delta 428. Where are they off to, you say? Well, we don't know yet. Let's find out. Hopefully it's someplace with a beach. Alright, my guess, somewhere in Hawaii. Alright, let me fire up the app here, and it's whoa. It says 428 departed from Hawthorne with NA as a destination. No, that's totally not right, Flight Radar 24. Alright, get it right, my friends. No. Hawthorne, please. Because that looks like runway 24 left to me. And 420 series tail number or flight numbers usually are heading over to Hawaii, so that's what my guess is. One of the Hawaiian islands. Certainly not Hawthorne. Gear comes up. Maybe today we'll catch some. We'll do mainly takeoffs and look for brake dust emissions as the gear is selected up. As I stated on my previous video, when the gear comes up, the nose wheel continues to spin, but the automatic brakes will apply brake pressure to the main wheels, stop the spinning before they retract into the gear bay. So that's how that works. November 86372 from Reno. Alright. I imagine this aircraft is one of the ones that spent lots of time during COVID in Kingman, Arizona. United Express had ordered a bunch of these E-175s and nowhere to fly them. So they parked them at Kingman for quite some time. And they just sat there for a few years collecting dust whilst they're brand flippin' new. Alright, who's next? 353 Frontier is going to take position on runway 24 left now with Blanco the Bear. There's absolutely nothing else happening here on the north side of LAX. Nobody on final approach. We've got a SkyWest on downwind. So nothing too exciting here for approximately the next 30 minutes.
2264, 125012, RNF Del Rey, runway 24 left, clear for takeoff.
There they go. Alright, that's a pretty good lineup job they did there. Let's check out the right through and through on the fan blades of those engines. Alright, on deck now to come to bat is November 124 DX. They will be taking the runway next year, operating as flight number 715 over to Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson International. As I mess up that shot there. No brake dust. Alright, let's bring it right back in. To the 321 Neo. Actually, this is not a Neo, this is just a straight up CO with the CFM engines.
Scout 3902 LA Tower, welcome. 4924 right, clear to land, 125.012. Clear landing to right now.
Alright. Perhaps they weren't given. Now, again, look at that elevator action there. What we're going to be looking for on this takeoff roll is for there to be 0.
715, 125012, RNF Del Rey, 4924 left, clear for takeoff. 24 left, clear for takeoff, all RNF to Del Rey.
RNF to Del Rey, that's the one, Delta. Alright, so we want to see 0 wing deflection. Now, if we see the wings deflecting at all, they're doing something wrong. The only thing we want to see is the elevator and rudder movement. So there's the rudder. Sometimes people will apply a little bit of forward pressure on the nose down elevators during the takeoff roll, and particularly on contaminated runways. That gives the nose wheel more downforce and therefore a little bit more traction as you're barreling down the runway there. Definitely wouldn't want to do that as a standard practice, just when the conditions require it.
Jets 575 LA Tower, runway 24 left, line up and wait.
Right, 707 Alpha Lima here. Very, very close to the tail number 704 Alpha Lima, which we all know was the plug door incident aircraft. This is 707, that was 704 with the plug door incidents. And that aircraft, the plug door incident, has never returned to service. It will not return to service. Alaska rejected that aircraft, gave it back to Boeing and said, we're not taking it. In fact, we're going to give us another 737-10 if and when they become available. We'll take that in lieu of this broken, damaged, pig of a plane, 704 Alpha Lima. But here is 707 Alpha Lima. She has managed to stay intact, and here we are to show you her action. And welcome to Los Angeles. They inbound, of course, from Seattle as Alaska 1144. 3731 Tango here. This one in 2009, according to a passenger, started emitting fireballs out of one of its engines shortly after takeoff from Seattle, Washington. They were heading over to Cincinnati, and the crew declared an emergency, secured the engine, and returned back to Seattle. That was 2009. This one happens to be coming in from Las Vegas. And by the looks of things, no such drama now. All right, now here we got a good one. They've been given their clearance to line up away. This is November 57869. They are making United Flight 493 over to Denver. 757-300. 55 of these were built. One is right here. And Iceland has retired theirs. I don't know if they're going to continue to fly elsewhere or they'll be used for spare parts for the remaining. But that is something to be seen here in the near future. As I said in previous versions, here they go. Take as many shots of 75s as you can, because very soon they will be gone. And you're going to want those shots for your collection. All right, as November 57869 departs, we're going to be watching November 530 Delta Echo, Delta 2914 inbound from Seattle. Touchdown on the parallel now. I think we might have time to get both.
Delta 2914, can we just confirm clear to land 24 right? 1424 right, clear to land. All right, clear to land, thank you, Delta 2914.
All right, that's just Delta. They forgot that they had been cleared to land already, so they're just checking. When in doubt, get confirmation. You never want to have ambiguity in the cockpit, never. No matter if it's just one of you. If one pilot says, no, we're already clear, but one is not certain, I'd say make the radio call and just get the clarification. That takes away all ambiguity in the cockpit, and everyone lives harmoniously ever after, right? That's how that works. 530DE, you can hear her overhead. She's approaching the runway 24 right. 384858 is taking position. They're heading over to Denver as well as United 1897. Law of precedence takes effect. Okay, there we go. A bit on the firm side, but you know what? It's all butter. So 991 Heavy is JFK bound 767-300. There you go. They've gotten their ambiguity has been quelled. They are indeed cleared to line up and wait in November 191 Delta November. Another United Express touching down on 24 right. Actually, no, this is not United Express. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm sorry. 620UX. All right, this is one of the ones that I joke around a lot. There goes Delta's takeoff clearance. But I joke frequently about these airplanes having been at ExpressJet for 2 minutes, because literally they were there for like months, not even a year. The UX tail numbered United Express were all, watch me be wrong, but in my opinion, if I recall correctly, were all ExpressJet airlines. And then they Delta killed ExpressJet off, and so they gave them to SkyWest. Yeah, that's how it went down, my friends. Delta is a killer of regional airlines, but you know what? That's just par for the course for business. If an airline deems it more of an expense than a profit, then they're going to cut it out, you know. And there was no longer a need for the maintenance of ExpressJet, maintaining ExpressJet rather. Same thing happened to Comair, Compass Airlines, Chautauqua, Shuttle America. All right, it happens all the time. The only reason why SkyWest is around is because they are their own entity. They are a powerhouse company. Okay, now we're going to just watch this bird come in. Touch on the firm side, a little bit more than just a touch, I'd say. Not a hard landing at all, but it's got a flair of drama that we like, that I like. All right, so can we get it this far out? All right, this is 177Ds, and just like the other day when I said I thought they were coming in from Kennedy and they weren't, same situation today. Honolulu inbound, Delta Flight 422 Heavy. I wonder if this one has too much of a history to list as well. They sure do have lots of history on these. Nice smoke show. Firm touchdown, nice smoke show. Now, by the way, 767 is not an easy aircraft to land smoothly. You gotta use thrust. It's not about the flare. It's not about the flare. It's about the timing of the thrust reduction. Your mains have to be very much so basically on the deck before you go to idle. And they have the forward drooped bogies, right? So the forward two tires of the landing gear bogie touch first. And that's designed for less dampening, or less shimming rather, of the double tandem system. A lot of times if you have the trailing edge of the landing gear bogies touch down first, like a 777 or a 75, after the rear tires touch, then it slams down the front two tires, and then it kind of goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's the shimmy that this design tried to do away with, if you understand what I'm saying. So if you have the front bogies touch down first, somehow magically the kinetic force of the aircraft doesn't generate the same amount of shimmy when the back tires touch after the front ones, as opposed to the converse of that, like I just described. So clear as mud. Yes and yes. Okay, good. CRJ 700 now. This is operated as SkyWest 3776 over to Tucson, Arizona. 210 is the instructions they've been giving, so they will not be doing an RNAV departure. They are heading south. So they said early turn approved. Now what that tells us me is they want this guy out of their airspace a little bit faster. All right, those birds got out of the way. There's EVA 012, Beijing 16726 that we saw touchdown. They're heading over to their stand, or as we say in America, their gates. There are other countries that say gates, but you know, even in our Jeppesen software, which is an American company, they use the word stand as well instead of gates. So should we all switch to stand? We're going to stand 151 or, you know, 182. Or if you're in Ontario, we'll go to stand 410, 401. Who would ever thought that small airports such as Ontario would have gate numbers in the 400s? $27,957 Continental registration number for United 199 Heavy inbound from Shanghai. There's a flare. No follow-through needed as they cushion the fall with leaving the thrust in ground effect. And elevators come up to save the nose from crashing down. And what happens there, so he had a very high nose input on the elevator there. And that happened because the auto brakes kicked on, okay? After touchdown, you went into reverse. The auto brakes kicked in, but they didn't have the nose down yet. So when those auto brakes kick in, that tendency is going to drop that nose rather quickly because, hello, your brakes are on and your nose is still up. So to counter that, he pulled way back on the yoke there to save the nose from crashing down and thereby saving it. And he did a good job. He, she, it, whatever. And let's see what we can do here. All right, Deutschland's AIMM from Munich, as you all know her as Lufthansa 452 Super. Ooh, watch it, birds now. I'm readjusting my headgear. Sorry. My headgear is in my hat and my sweat towel. It's not actually a sweat towel today. It's just blocking the sun from my face because it didn't come prepared with... who cares about that stuff? We're talking about airplanes here. All right, 452 Super inbound from Munich. I was going to show you the aircraft, the 747 at Victorville with its tail chopped off. I forgot to put it in the video yesterday. So if I remember this time, here it is. No, not here. We'll wait till she lands. Interesting how there's rudder action in the air with these A380s. I want to venture to say, okay, I've been observing this a lot, and my guess is that it's part of the yaw damping system. I don't think the pilots are constantly applying the rudder in the air before they're flaring out and rounding out for the touchdown. There's not much of a crosswind either today, but I see the rudder movement on nearly every single flight of an A380 inbound. So my question to any of you who know, is that rudder movement really the pilots always doing that on final approach, or is it the yaw damper system that is assisting the thrust in keeping that aircraft straight? I don't think it's assisting that thrust though, because with FADEC there's not going to be any asymmetric thrust with auto thrust and FADEC and all that stuff. So I don't know. Surely it's not the pilots always using the rudder. Now most turbojet aircraft, transport category turbojet aircraft, you don't fucking touch the rudder at all, until you're about to flare for touchdown. In a crosswind situation, if there's a no wind situation, you're not touching that rudder at all, ever. in flight. You know, very, very, very little. So somebody needs to explain that to me about the A380. Captain Marcos, are you there? 66,814 now. San Francisco inbound. Will they give us drama, my friends? It is a bit breezy out here now. So it must be amplified on the tarmac there. All right. No match for this crew, though. No match at all. Look at that. United 1962, San Francisco. Hello. Good job, mates. All right, hang on a second. Because I want to know what the weather conditions are on the field. I think it's cloudy skies and it's starting to rain a bit. No. All right, according to what?
1962, the Roman Yankees at Yankee cross 24 left.
All right, according to the METAR here at LAX,
Yankee hold short of Charlie.
the wind is 260 at 12 knots. So basically from that direction, a little bit to the right of the center line there. The runway is 251, so 260 at 12 knots. That's it. That's not much at all. Because what I want is this guy here. This is an awesome livery, isn't it? Look at that. Holy moly, I'm loving this. All right, they are headed to Taipei, of course, and this is Beijing's 18918. Dynasty 005 Heavy. I wonder what kind of plane it is. Yeah, so, okay, United behind him is going to have plenty of space to land. There's not going to be an issue here.
36 full short of runway 2.
Although he's right on our ass here. Sorry, can't take phone calls right now, especially from you. All right, will this guy give us any brake dust? Let's find out. There's a little bit of the right crosswind kicking in. No brake dust. Doggone it. All right, this guy who's going to steal a shot next. 672 UA. Wow, I have not seen a 767 in United colors at LAX for quite some time. So you're going to steal and keep the spotlight, my friend. Especially that it sounds like you have CF6 engines on there. Now, CF6 engines are my favorite fucking engines. I gotta stop cussing. I really want to try to stop cussing. Okay. United 1396 Heavy is heading to Newark, New Jersey. How old is this aircraft, you're wondering? Oh, you already know, but it's 24, which makes this one of the youngest ones in airline service. In passenger airline service, I should say.
United 1396 Heavy caution light turbulence.
There they go.
Wind 250 at 20, runway 24 left, clear for takeoff.
250 at 20, right down the bloody runway. Oh, okay, wind's taking the camera, panning it for me. We are at maximum zoom, 800 millimeters on the full frame lens. By the way, if you guys are what do I got, 180 something subscribers? But listen, if you're into plane spotting and if you don't, know what to get or whatnot, I highly recommend, this is a full frame camera, I highly recommend, okay, that you get a cropped sensor camera, APS-C sensor. For plane spotting, it's the best kind of setup you can have, because what you're trying to showcase is airplanes, not the landscape around it. Oftentimes you want to see as much of the plane in your frame as you want. Now, I'm not practicing what I'm preaching right here, but in this camera itself, you can switch it to crop sensor formats. But since I'm so close to the action, I use the full frame to my advantage in that respect. So I keep it just as is. But when I'm at other airports and I want to I can hold this, and I want to have a very expansive detail on the aircraft, I use my big lens with the APS-C sensor, and you're chilling, man. You're cruising. You got that whole screen filled up with airplane. Whereas if you have like a full frame, it's not going to be that won't be the case, you know. All right, I'll shut up. Let you watch the smoke there. That smoke was emitted right at possibly at their thrust reduction altitude. The altitude at which you bring the thrust back from the takeoff thrust. Okay, see ya. Okay, what do we have here? This is 718 Tango Whiskey to TWA. We were very familiar with this aircraft. Flight 437 heading over to Boston Logan. I think we saw this airplane the other day, and in fact, I think we wrote down some history on it. Or was that 713 Tango Whiskey? Either way, it doesn't matter, because this aircraft is a legend. It's so old, we gotta get brake dust. Is this the one I saw in Vegas with all... No, it can't be. Brake dust? Any brake dust? Not really. All right, let's go see some smoke.
Tower 621 heavy, RNAV Delaware, only 24 left, quick takeoff.
Ita Aero.
Delta 2004 late tower, Foxtrot turns, running 24 left, line up and wait.
All right, enough of the Delta, or the TWA bird.
37 contact, SoCal departure.
Because now we've got Ita Aero. Ita Aero is registered in Ireland, actually, as Echo India, Tango Yankee Bravo. They're going to Fujacomo in Rome. I know I butchered that up, but no big deal. Some say this is an A350, and no, it's not. It's a 330neo, much like the striped, lovely Condor airplanes that we see, or that we saw from time to time. They have suspended their flights for now, at least. It's, you know, they switch up where they take those aircraft, you know, and so they don't come to Vegas anymore. They've really curtailed or even cut their flights out here to Los Angeles as of late. Who's this? Ooh, Air France. Is it 23 kilo? Because when the girls and I were on top of the H Hotel, this was Air France 23 kilo. Let's see. It is 23 kilo. All right. France's Golf Zulu November Delta. I will keep it clean. I'm not going to say what that could sound like. All right. GZND. You can be your own dirty mind on that one.
24 left, line up and wait. 3 kilo, we just have a small issue in the cabin. Just go back in 3 seconds. Wait, hold short, runway 24 left, Air France 23 kilo heavy. Hold short 24 left, go back shortly.
That is the most non-French accent I've ever heard out of the cockpit of an Air France jet. In fact, it almost sounded American, didn't it? So they were given their clearance to line up and wait. They said that they had an issue with something in the cabin real quick, and then Tower subsequently re-instructed them to hold short of the runway. All right, there's the wind taking its lead, or having its way with my camera there. Maybe I should take off the hood. The hood just acts as a big weather vane. Okay, the wingtip shot of the...
2474, contact SoCal departure.
All right, everything looks to be in normal working condition here. We'll pick it up once I get their clearance to enter the runway. Whoa, hello moon. Look at that. Wow, give me a heavy jet, please, to capture that moon shot. Please give me a heavy jet, guys. That's all I'm asking of. All right, this is November 4, 5, 8 Whiskey November from Denver, Southwest 2643. New battery in place, 387DN in the moonshot there. That's going to be epic, my friends. That's going to be fucking epic. All right, Tower has had enough of Air France. They're not ready to take off. So they have instructed the Air France to taxi down the runway and to exit on another taxiway so that the Super can go ahead and take the runway for departure. Now that Super back there, Emirates 37 Victor Super is Alpha 6 Echo Victor Hotel, a plane that we've seen before. All right. That epic shot that we just saw with the moon is 387 Delta November. 753 is the flight number from Atlanta. We're going to take a look at that now. Check out their touchdown. Here we go. That just gave us an epic lunar shot, by the way. That was fantastic. In fact, I got to keep looking back to make sure other planes have that same shot because that was flippin' epic, my friends. I might even have to go manual focus on some of that stuff. Okay, that's that. Here's Air France taking the runway to backtrack or back taxi, however you want to call it. There is nobody on final approach for a good lunar shot right now. Son of a gun. That was amazingly awesome, I have to say. And
53 cross runway 24 left on the ground, 0.65. Traffic is taxi on the runway. Alright, ground 24 left.
Alright, SkyWest is going to line up and wait in front of the Super there. Size comparison. You can't really tell because they're not in the same position, you know. Alright, enough of that. Actually, not enough of that. There's never really enough of that, is there? SkyWest plane, by the way. 614 Compass Rose. Alright, they're going to head over to Reno. SkyWest 4126.
You're ready to go? Yeah, we'll be ready.
All right, so the American-speaking French aircraft.
I'll keep you posted as soon as we approach Echo 7, but it's probably going to be okay. Yeah, just turn left here, left on Echo.
Yeah, you can't be probably, fool. Dude, you can't be probably. You're either ready or you're not ready, Air France, American. So you're either ready to go or you're not. Don't tell them we'll probably be ready. No, you're either ready or you're not, my friend. This is aviation. This isn't whatever. Let me just chill out here. But okay, yeah. So I will. The die is cast. I'm quite certain the first officer of that Air France is an American guy, or maybe he's a French citizen that grew up in America because he speaks English like an American does. That is not a coincidence. All right, sorry, SkyWest Compass Rose, former Compass Rose plane. We're going to stick out on this one here. That's where the shot's going to be. That's where it has to be. But no matter. We've got plenty of action happening here. And we've got Alpha 7 Echo Victor Hotel here. We're going to take... You know what it says? Stupid flight radar is really, really messing up. Because it says it's Dubai to LAX. Alright, it's the other way around, you moron. Alpha 6 Echo Victor Hotel. I might have said Alpha 7. 7,250 miles-ish.
Roger, have a lovely afternoon. Go for 156. 2 minutes for wait.
Just wanted to see through those engines. All right, they have been given their clearance. Rudder elevator action is only what we want to see. We don't want to see any wing deflection at all. Good night, man. You can't even hear those engines. So quiet. Wow, look at the dust that's kicking up over there.
Airman 37 Victor Super, contact SoCal departure.
All right, Air France has paid their penalty. I think they're going to make it back to the runway soon here. You know what? Let's just keep it on here. Air France, all right, Air France has now been re-cleared finally to enter the runway. This time around, I did detect a bit of a French accent, so I don't know if it's a different pilot now or I'll just mishearing the guy earlier.
21, runway 24 right, third line, caution wing turn, 70 departs parallel. Sky was 38 full.
La Rochelle.
First high speed Victor, and hold short, runway 24 left, traffic is close and trail. First high speed, hold short, 24 left, gas speed 12.
Too soon or right on the money with the lineup? What do you think, guys? Too soon or right on the money? I think it's pretty going to be...
3 kilo heavy, RNAV Delray, runway 24 left, takeoff.
Yeah, I think it's going to be dead on. No, it's too soon. Too soon.
Okay, 38 full, approach.
All right, they've been given their clearance to take off. We've got 3741 Sierra touching down on the parallel, inbound from San Francisco. Whoa, what am I doing here? We might get some dual action here. Let's check it out.
We're the Twin Sex 928 Hotel. Hotel 3199 LA Tower, runway 24 right.
Nah. Too amateurish.
556, runway 24 right, clear the line.
The heat coming out of the back of those engines are over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So heat haze is real. What is up with all the pitching, mates?
Air France 23 kilo heavy contact SoCal departure. Squadron 23 heavy. Helicopter 928 Hotel over the sea.
All right, this is Great Britain's Victor Papa Romeo Delta now. Virgin 8 Yankee Heavy. London Heathrow.
Helicopter inbound and signature report traffic in sight. Virgin Yankee Heavy, wind 25014, RNAV Delray, runway 24 left for takeoff.
There they go.
2198 LA Tower, caution wing turn, runway 24 left, on a good night.
There they go. Okay, come on, let's get some action. Someone told me that A350 can actually taxi itself off of a runway. The runway exit point is programmable. It'll know whether it can do it or not, and it'll do it for you. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that's what I've been told.
Runway 24 left, left on exit, on ground, plus 65, check, position. Left Victor cross, 24 left, on the ground, southwest, 01. Virginia Yankee Heavy, contact SoCal departure.
GSQU, we just saw this plane the other day, all right, Air France, 24 uniform heavy.
1300 LA Clear, caution by turn, received by heavy, 777 on that final with 25015, runway 24 right, line.
I just can't wait to look at that plane that we captured in the moon earlier, that I captured. It looks like it's got mix and match engine spinners, which makes for a good still shot. I'll probably have to make that a still shot later on. Maybe I'll crop the moon out and stick it right above it and cheat. Should I cheat, my friends? Should I cheat? What's that they say? If you cheat, you're not trying. Or if you don't cheat, you're not trying. And if you get caught cheating, you're not trying hard enough. Words that I do not live by the way. Is it going to be hard? No, it's not going to be hard, but it's going to be a little bit on the firm side, which we all love to do. Save the nose by jacking up the elevator. Of course, the Wizardry speed brakes are deployed. Nice. All right, we got a bit of a money line again developing.
Don't worry, you're only 24 left, take off. Take off 24 left, Delta 3 left. Delta 938 heavy, LA running 24 left, line up and wait. Line up and wait, 24 left, Delta 938 heavy.
Delta 938 heavy here is 191 DN going to JFK. There's a Dash 8 way over there coming back down. That's going to be cool. Seven 4 back there is Yankee Juliet. You should know the rest. Aircraft upwind is 547 DE in a 21 Neo. They're heading over to Kona. He's going to Kona. He's going to JF&K. They just wow. So that aircraft that we just saw rotate, they just told him to stop at 2,000. Can I get him? Guess not. Okay. It's just too difficult to switch focuses, man. You see dancing on the concrete there is just a reflection off of the rudder. Aviate is the academy for United Airlines. The ab initio category, academy. In other words, a schooling program where you go from zero to airline pilots using their facilitated program. You go to a college, they choose. You go to a flight school, you have to choose from. They advertise a certain price, but you often don't have to pay that. It's always more. But whatever, who cares? It's a good program, I think. I know of one person that used to be a Spirit flight attendant who is now a pilot via the Aviate program there. So that's pretty cool. All right, whatever. Let's talk about some more planes. Who's on final approach? We just missed a touchdown. That's just a SkyWest bird. Okay, we're going to give it a break right here. With a lens like this, even the small planes can get love. See? Nice and firm. The majority of landings today are going to be in the firm category, and I can tell you why as well. The reason why that is pilots will generally reduce their thrust at the same time, the same cadence over the runway. You get closer to the runway, you start hearing the 100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. You know, you start hearing those call-outs, and it's a muscle memory. You tend to, you know, retard the thrust to idle at the same time every time. But when you have a 20-knot headwind, what that's going to do is it's going to make you fall out of the sky quicker, you know? If you had a tailwind and you did that, it's going to push you further down the runway, and it'll actually make your landing smoother. But if you reduce your thrust at the same place you always would normally do it, but you have a headwind, you still have a lot more lift. And therefore, for any given airspeed, you're gonna plummet out of the sky. So when you have a headwind, it is better to leave your thrust in longer because of all the excess energy that the headwind is carrying you with. I know my explanations are clear as mud. I get it. But it's okay. I am not a scientist. I'm just a bloody pilot. 544 UW inbound from DFW. US Airways type aircraft. Nice landing. Nice job. Very nice. All right, Yankee Juliet, yeah? Let's do that 321, making some proper noise down there with their reverse thrust. That is more like it.
American 1676, third cross, 24 left, ground point 65.
Okay, they've been given clearance to cross, so do not take off, Yankee Juliet. Please do not take off. Don't be like Captain Van Zanten of KLM stock. Do not do that, friends. Because why? What kind of lineup job is that? No, Lufthansa. You gotta do better, mate. That is absolutely abhorrent. No, my friends. What is that? You're like, what, 40 degrees off of the azimuth of the runway? Come on, mates. So when they get their takeoff clearance, they're either going to straighten out first, so that they won't put their thrust all the way up initially. They're going to bump it up just to move it forward, straighten out, and then they're going to gun it. Or if they're noobs, they're going to gun it, and then that rudder's going to stay hard over to the left for a long time. Either way, this is action I really want to record. Was ist das, Lufthansa? Das ist scheiße, oder? All right, enough of that. I love Lufthansa. I'm just giving you crap. I love you guys. You're the best. Favorite airline in the planet. Seriously, it's my favorite airline, Lufthansa. Aber diese ist ganz scheiß. Es tut mir leid, oder? Dankeschön. All right.
4878, cross runway 24 left, left on Echo County ground 565.
Cross runway 24
Who's crossing?
Repeat that one.
Cross runway 24 left at Victor.
Okay, he's going to cross.
Contact ground point 65,
Victor, Echo, cross, switch.
Victor left on Echo ground. Contact ground point 65.
We've got Zurich inbound behind us here. Hotel Bravo, Juliet, November, Echo. I don't think I have a choice, man. 747s are more rare and cool than 777s. So if we hear their takeoff clearance, I'll go ahead and come back to this. Otherwise, just give a takeoff clearance right here. Really? Really? Did you have to do it right now? I gotta look at the lineup, job. They're just hard over on the rudder. Oh, dude, you're killing me, man. You're still straightening it out. All right, cool. Oh, I love you, Lufthansa. You're fucking hilarious, man. That really takes the cake, bro. That was the worst lineup job I've ever seen of any aircraft ever. But it's all in fun, my friends. It's all in fun. There's no danger in it. It just looks funny, okay? There's no, you know, I'm not knocking the airline. I'm not knocking the pilot. Oh my goodness.